KONUL here with you today. Welcome to my kitchen series, and today on my kitchen series I have a very awesome recipe for you. Now this recipe is the superfood recipe. Now it has all those like funky seeds and everything. Now this recipe is rich in potassium, calcium, iron, fiber, protein. It's a great source of energy, and it's very light and sweet, and it will satisfy your sweet tooth craving. I'm telling you, once you get hooked on it, that's it. Like, you will not go for any other energy bars other than this one. It's very quick to make it. It takes time when it comes to waiting for it to be ready to be served, but on that, it's no hassle. Honestly, give it a try. You're gonna love it. Let me show you exactly how to make it. So for this recipe, what you're actually gonna need some pumpkin seeds, sesame seed, you will need some flower seeds, shredded unsweetened coconut, chia seeds, and some other wet ingredients. But first, I start with pumpkin seeds, and I just blend them very lightly because I like a little bit more crunch in there. So don't blend it too much, just do very little, and then partially, if your blender is not as big as mine is, then you can just go ahead, add it in, and blend it a little bit more to get a little bit more crushed up. Afterwards, you can go ahead and add your shredded coconut and your chia seeds, and then just mix them in a bowl and put it aside. The wet ingredient, you will need to blend your dates. Make sure you remove the seeds from inside it. Then you will need also your dried cherries, coconut oil, and cacao powder. And also don't forget to add your vanilla extract as well, just very little bit to get a little bit kick of vanilla, that pleasant feeling. But also because my raw no bake energy bar turned a little bit soft, you can go ahead and add a little bit agave syrup, or if you wish, you can go ahead and also add some maple syrup just to get a little bit more stickiness in there, or go ahead and add more dates. So really, whatever you prefer. If you want to avoid a little bit more sugar, then go ahead and use the natural sugar, which are your dates, or medjool dates, whichever you prefer. It's up to your preference. There is no specific ones that you have to use. And that's it. And then afterwards, you mix it all with your dry ingredients. Your hands are gonna get dirty over here, so get prepared for it. You can go ahead and put some gloves on, because cacao under your nails, it's not gonna look good, ladies. So put the gloves on and dig in there in that bowl and mix it well. Once you've made sure that everything is mixed well, you can go ahead and add your poppy seeds in there, and then afterwards your rolled raw oats. So once you mixed all your ingredients, you can go ahead and add it into the pan, and just make sure you're not gonna really bake it. It's just no bake needed for this one, but you need to use your spoon or spatula, whichever one you're comfortable with, and just kind of tighten it and make it so that it's perfectly fit, because once you put it in the freezer, it needs to get that solid structure, and to avoid that, you can also just seal it properly so no oxygen goes in, and put it away to the freezer for around 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, you can go ahead and cut it up into squared pieces and serve it. It's very delicious. You're gonna love it. You have to give it a try. Honestly, it's not a hassle, and it has very crunchy taste to it with dark chocolate in it. So you're really gonna love it. I promise you that. So here is the energy bars that we got to make, and honestly, it was a little bit hard to cut it because the ingredients are so dry, and it takes a little bit while for it to actually stick together. But when you see something like that, you can go ahead and add a little bit more oil to it, and if you want, you can go ahead and add a little bit more dates in there. And dates are the ones that actually give that the little bit creamy texture. Now I kept this for 30 minutes, but because bars, they need to be hardcore. Now this is not so hardcore because it's getting soft as it stays out. So it's a little bit soft, it's crushing, but it's still edible. So let's give it a try and see how it turned out.
Honestly, this is delicious. You all gotta try it because you're not gonna regret it. And honestly, even though it's falling apart, it's still amazing. But my advice to you, add more dates in there. So instead of adding 10 dates, add 15 dates in there. And you should be more than enough. So, bon appetit to me. Hope you recreate this. Bye!